like I said, I bring you on every Wednesday, honey, to talk about the migrant crisis nationwide, but more specifically, what going on in Chicago. Now, honey, you have been booked and busy, rightfully so. You are P-Way from Chicago. Your organization is Chicago
Red.
Bridge.org.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Um, Tell us what happened this week because y'all had a very special guest.
Tom Homan came to the city. Like I told y'all, it's time, America. It is time. It is time. The largest deportation move in America is happening right here on the streets of Chicago. Come January 21st, 2025, it is going down in the city of Chicago. So Tom Homan came here. And it was funny because the event, we wanted to go and, we're trying to get in. So they said, okay, P-Ray, we're going to give you a VIP ticket. And this was a way to allow you to take a picture with him and have a brief conversation. So I go up. So first I get there, I got on my hat. So, everybody's like, oh my God, it's you. You've been on Fox News. I can't believe we meet you. So I'm trying to make my way up. Like he the star and I'm the co-star. So we end up linking up. And he's like, wow, I've been seeing you on TV a lot. I said, yes, sir, but not as much as you. We are so happy to have you in the city of Chicago. We got work to do, sir. We got real work to do. If you need help, you call us. If they tell you that this deportation move is racist or xenophobic or any of that, don't you respond. You come get us. And we will say it because it's not racist coming out of our mouths. It's not xenophobic coming out of our mouth. So he starts laughing and stuff. So anyway, we just have a really good time with him. But then so then we go into the bigger room and he gives a speech. He says that our governor is terrible. No, our mayor sucks and our governor is terrible. Yes, I was there. On certain angles, you can even see me standing in the cut. But with that being said, he came and he basically said that Chicago is going to be ground zero. If Brandon Johnson and Governor Pritzker want to stop him, he's going to lock them up. Anybody who gets in his way is going to jail. And we are very happy about that. So today, Governor Pritzker came in and he did a press conference and he said that now he wants to have a conversation with Homan. Now, first they weren't going to talk to him and none of that because J.B. Pritzker is not going to jail. It's going to be the fool Brandon Johnson that end up going to jail trying to show out because they're going to make an example out of him. They're going to make such a large example out of him that's going to knock every other city into line. They're going to get into compliance because the people of Chicago are all the way 10 toes down for this deportation move. Now, conversely, like today we went to the council and there was this woman, she was an illegal immigrant, per my assumption, because they asked her, what is your status? And she's like, I don't feel comfortable disclosing my status. I'm like, why not? I'm an American. What you? So she didn't want to do it. But she was there like, this is so xenophobic and we can't believe this is happening and we have to fight for our city. And we're like, honey, if you're not supposed to be here, ain't no hour. And this is not xenophobic. This is America first. So yeah, it's a beautiful time to be in the city of Chicago. Everything that we've been working for years is coming to fruition now. So, count it all joy, praise God. You muted, love. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I muted myself. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull up. Every time I type in your X account,
it's like shadow bands.
Right. And I'm like, why is it still doing that on X? Let me pull it up here.
Like when I first got active, I used the word negress. And they were like, you getting a label, honey. We do not use that word. So I've been shadow banned ever since.
Oh, really? So it wasn't about the Trump stuff?
I'm sure it was. I mean, I'm sure the liberals were, hitting my account, but I'm saying that's what my official label issue was. I said Negro, negress. And they were like, negress, you cannot say. And I'm like, this is a feminine term of my ethnicity. But, we got to work it out. I'm sure I'll run into Elon one of these days in these streets and I'll have a conversation and then I'll be unbanned.
Right. Okay. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show. So this is
you. That's me.
That's you at the event with Tom Homan. Yeah. And so, okay. So Chicago is going to be ground zero for the mass deportation that's going to start January 21st.
Correct.
Now, did he discuss any specific plans on what they're going to do, how they're going to come in and operate in Chicago?
No, not yet. So, but I've been hearing some things. I'm hearing, and this is all conjecture. None of this I have got any confirmation. Sidebar, you see, he had on that helmet. That's actually a Chicago Red helmet. So we gifted him with that helmet. I told him this is a gift on behalf of Chicago Red. You are about to go down to the border and we want to help you protect your head during wall construction. So he was very, very honored to get this gift from us. But anyway, I digress. What I'm hearing is there is going to be a movement where people will actually be contractors. Now, again, this is all conjecture. This is just what I'm hearing on the street. Because ICE has a $25 billion budget already. And when Trump comes in, that budget is obviously going to expand. They're not going to be able to execute the operations independently because of how the ordinances are on our books. The Chicago Police Department cannot work with them. The Cook County Sheriff cannot work with them. The Illinois State Police cannot work with them. But you know who can? Us. So they're saying that there could even be a bounty. Like I know in Missouri right now, they're floating the idea of making it like $1,000 per illegal you turn in. And I'm like, if they say $1,000 per illegal, Chicago gonna be clear in a week. Okay, people are gonna be fighting over these people. Which one you gonna turn in? You know, you taking my money. You take the mama. I'm gonna turn in the kids. Okay, whatever. If that bounty process happens, then this is going to be amazing and it's going to go very well. We also, again, know that if they are talking about getting contracts for small, like bounty hunters or whatever, that's another way to grow in this economy. We're looking at this solely now from an economic standpoint because the policy has already been established. Like I told them in City Hall last week, policy drives the budget. So because the policy is now mass deportation, the budget is going to be able to support that. And I believe that if they're coming to Chicago first, we should be able to benefit off of it.
Right. Exactly. So have you been down to City Hall lately?
I went today.
Okay. Did you post any clips?
I did. I posted a clip of the executive director of Chicago Red. He spoke. His name is Osiris. He's 26 years old. And he got up there today and gave a speech on behalf of a young Black man because he said,
where did you post it at?
It's on my X page.
I don't see it.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
no.
around. Yeah.
I think I do have it.
Yeah, it's there.
Wait a minute. Let me put it here. This?
Yes.
Okay, wait a minute.
And we say, how low? They say, go vote Democrat. We were going faster than you saying, vote to get to the ballot box. But this is the end. And must I also say, people talk about Bear Brandon Johnson, but he is just a microcosm of the problem in the Democrat Party. I want to talk to Democrats on a national stage. You got in New York City, Black Lives Matter being very upset, and that's fine. But also be very upset about what's going on in Chicago. That's right. These Black people being terrorized by the migrants, illegal immigrants, and no one can say anything about it. It's not fair. So at the end of the day, by the time I got left, I want people to think about it. Who really has the power? Democrats think they have the power. Obama, who was an abomination to this entire nation, thinks he got the power. Hillary Clinton and Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi think they got the power. They think they can bully us and we got to stand silent. But people in America everywhere know that we got the power. Yes.
So typically the speeches are 3 minutes, but I was so engulfed in what he was saying that I didn't get the first two. I'm like, oh, let me feel him. So I got him. So anyway, he's 26 years old. He's a product of the Chicago Public Schools. He began his speech with the fact that Wadsworth Elementary is his elementary school. So he said, my elementary school was turned into a shelter for the illegals. And yeah. So he's like, so you guys are doing all this stuff for them, and there's boys and men out here like me who are not getting anything from this city. We never got anything from this city, but you all figured it out for them without hesitation. So the movement is going through different age levels now. Even the kids are saying it because the kids are tired of them too. Remember, they're in the classrooms with them. They don't speak English. They're taking time away from them. They fighting one another. You know, it's grammar school, but this is like on steroids. And so it's a lot going on. The children are upset. The mamas are upset. The daddies are upset. The grandmas are upset. They say when they go to the clinic, they can't even get, timely service because they're in there all the time. So we're over it in Chicago. Anything that's coming out of Chicago, anybody that's speaking on our behalf and saying, well, Chicago is saying that we are a home for everyone and we have room for everyone. No, we don't. Chicago is closed, America. Chicago is closed, the world. No more vacancies. We don't have it. And I'll leave you with this before we move on. I posted this video on my Facebook page, and I was trying to figure out how to get it to over here, and I will eventually. A woman over here on the west side in the Garfield Park community, and where we call K-Town because all of the streets start with K, 20 migrants tried to literally commandeer her grandmother's house. So she said her people were calling her like, girl, you need to get to your grandma's house. It's all these illegals sitting on her porch. So they called the Chicago Police Department. They really couldn't do too much about it because trespassing is not seen as a big to-do. And so she had to call her people, her cousins and all of them, squad up and make these people get off their porch. When you look at this massive group of people, I kid you not, Dana, it's like 25 people out there. She said cars were pulling up, vans were pulling up. They were literally about to take her grandmother's house, like in real life. A woman went on vacation on 74th and, it's on the tip of my tongue, 74th and I can't think of the word. I mean, God doesn't want me to say it, obviously, but somewhere out south. The woman goes on vacation for Thanksgiving, and when she comes back, it's two of them living in her house with guns, and she had to get the Chicago Police Department to put them out. So I'm telling everybody now, make sure you lock your doors, put locks on your gates, because Brandon has put them out the shelters, and now they outside with nothing. So they're trying to get everything they can out of us.
So if he put them out the shelters, why is he still trying to fight against Trump when Trump want to come in and deport them? If you're not getting money anymore for the Biden administration because that well is dried up. So you kick them out the shelters. Mayor Eric Adams, he's already on the side of Trump. He said food stamps, all that gone, and yes, come get them so that they could leave. So why is he so resistant, Mayor Brandon Johnson and a governor, against Trump when you're not even helping them anymore?
I think they're just following that DNC script. But then I also know for a 100% fact, and I actually mentioned this on Fox News and Newsmax, so I hope that they do their research and make this a national story. The Chicago Teachers Union has been going to Venezuela for over a decade, making deals and building partnerships. Why is a municipal education union going down to the Republic of Venezuela? Why? What kind of business could you have? Oh, y'all were down there making deals and passing out maps, telling people how to get to Chicago. So that's what I personally believe, just based on the fact that CTU has been going down there all this time. I'm an educator myself. I'm an international educator. I'm an international school founder. I teach international students. I have no business in Venezuela. None. I can't even think of a reason to go to Venezuela, which is literally a failed state. Why would I go down there to learn anything about education? They don't even rank high in the education, data. So what are we doing here? They made a deal with socialists as fellow socialists, and now they're determined to push this agenda of socialism down our throats, and we won't take it.
At the expense of the Chicago American citizens.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's footing the bill?
Yes.
Dana with the data. Dana with the data.